Of that quote. Okay. As you said, that it is a terrible tragedy when someone loses their life, whether it be law enforcement or otherwise. But it's there's a root to all these problems, and it's something that does need to be dealt with. And it's time for communities, law enforcement, everyone just to come together and get together and get on one accord, as we say, and try to work up some sort of solution to this problem.
Because it is a major problem.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
It's a big problem. Chief, what kind of relationship do the Kentwood Police Department have with the citizens in Kentwood, in the town of Kentwood?
Yeah. Overall, we have a really good working relationship with our citizens, with our community members, with our community leaders. I feel that there's a sense of comfort in the town because we do have that family type relationship with our citizens. I'm fortunate in that aspect that we do have that. Some other places don't have that, and it's caused some problems, to say the least. But we do absolutely have a good family relationship with our citizens.
So is that how the relationships was developed, because of the family relationships
Absolutely.
with the citizens?
And again, we're so fortunate and blessed in Kentwood that we have a family oriented community, period, wherein everyone knows everybody. Everyone was raised up around one another, went to the same school, went to the same functions. We knew each other. Adults raised half of us when everybody raised us back, when. And
most of your police lived in this community, or live in the community now?
A few of them were either from here or raised up around here. I do have some that are not from Kentwood, but for instance, one of my officers is from Greensburg, which is just the neighboring community, so to speak. And so they understand that it is, they understand what community or family-oriented communities are.
Chief, most of the people that have been publishing and going to the media with a lot of the complaints from different police departments, are there a lot of police complaints, citizens complaints on police in this community, or your percentages is low?
I'll be honest with you. Since I've been in office, I've received 2 complaints on officers, and that's been over 2 years, almost 2 years now. I have received 2 complaints on officers, and they were unsubstantiated complaints, which were actually dropped by the complainant, because there is a process that we go through when an officer is complained upon. There is certain steps that complainant must take, and once they realize that what they give me is a sworn statement, and if it is found not true, then they can be subsequently charged with a criminal offense. Now that's something that's the way it is overall. But once they find that out and they understand that they have to get those documents notarized, that those are sworn statements that they have to make, then that usually stops it. This opinion of this police chief. But being in law enforcement as long as I have, I know that sometimes doing your job gets you complained on, and there is no mystery about it. Some people don't like being dealt with by law enforcement, whether the officer was 100% right or 100% wrong. They just don't like being dealt with by law enforcement. So in a case, as you were saying, 10 complaints on one officer, yes, that should raise some eyebrows, but at the same time, you have to take each complaint individually, and you have to verify the merit of each complaint, because there are a percentage of people who just don't want to have to be dealt with by law enforcement, and it's a sad situation, and no one truly wins on it. But it's something. It's reality. It's what happens. So not saying that all complaints are unwarranted or show no merit, but you do have to look at them individually. But if what you're getting at is there is a pattern, then obviously some other action or measure needs to be taken to try to rectify the situation. It goes back to the root of our foundation here in town and with this police department in our community, is that we are a family-oriented community, and we have a personal relationship with everyone. I mean, there's no secret. I'm the chief of police here, but 90% of our older adults here remember me from growing up. I stayed at their house. I ate at their table. I played with their kids. I mean, they stayed at my house.
And you also do something during the school years, drive kids around to sport games?
Yes, I am a school bus driver, so I do have a normal route that I do drive, and a local route. In addition, I do drive the activities trips such as the football team.
So you are connected not just from law enforcement, but also involved in activities for children.
Absolutely. The thing about it is for instance, I drive the football team to their away games. I drive one of their activity buses, and that's, I look at it like this, and there's no deny I don't get paid for that. I don't charge for it. I could, but I don't. And it's not something that I'm bragging or just whatever, but I see it like this. When I was coming up through school, someone did it for me, so it's my turn to do it for them.
So that's a great opportunity to interact with
young
the
men.
Young men, the most
absolutely.
at risk. That's wonderful.
And I tell you this, far and beyond anything else, we again, I cannot stress this enough. Kentwood is so blessed to have the community that we have, because I can tell you from personal experience working at other agencies, the problems that other schools and places are experiencing with their kids, we don't have. We don't have that. We don't have that. I mean, now I'm not saying we're without anything. We do have some problems, issues, just like everyone else. But overall, we are truly blessed to have the system that we have here with our students and with our kids and with our parents, because to an extent, this is still a community raises one child, and it hadn't got to the point where parents are fussing about disciplining of others' kids. There is still some instances where an adult sees a child doing something in the street, she takes care of it, and then she goes to her mother, and the mother takes care of it again. That doesn't happen everywhere, and we're fortunate that we have that relationship with one another within our community. That does still happen. Well, and the problem with that solution, or that means to a solution, is some other cities, some other towns just don't have the same setup that I have here as far as our community. And a lot of times there's too much hollering and not enough listening, not enough talking. There needs to definitely be an open dialogue between the community leaders, the community government, the law enforcement, and the citizens. There needs to be an open dialogue by all means. And I feel that we do have that here. I know we have that in this police department, because anyone is welcome in this office any time of the day or night. That most we have here that not everyone else has. Now, some places, Baton Rouge for instance, they just don't have that. Of course, they're huge. It's almost impossible. And I'm sure within their individual communities within Baton Rouge, they do have some kind of relationship, certain officers and everything that does different things within their communities. Absolutely. But I mean, it's a credit to them, and I tell you,